And we are live for another live streaming episode of Alternative Money Mondays here on the Ledgerama YouTube channel. My name is Jeremy Fletcher, CEO and co-founder of Ledgerama, the builders of Walla Wallet, the original wallet of the HBAR community, the safest and most trusted wallet in the HBAR community. Great to be back here and great to have our wonderful panelists. Of course, as usual, joined by Caitlin Lance from Creative Coast, where we create, code, and collide in the lowland coastal area of Georgia and surrounding city and surrounding areas. And of course, my man, Tim Mungai in Kenya, our social media manager. We're also joined this week by Laurent Shumbusha and Jordan and Silton from Zimbali Networks and Oro to talk a little bit about some awesome news that they've got. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump right into some of the big news that's come out over the past week and a half. So LG, of course, announced their HBAR based crypto wallet called Wallipto. Yeah. So the LG HBAR wallet Wallipto was announced, much anticipated. So of course it is fantastic to see the governing council kind of get in the ring, right? I mean, we've all kind of been in the Hedera network. We've got these big, huge companies on the governing council, and we've all been kind of sitting around waiting for when's the big use case, when's one of these companies going to come out with something that's just going to really knock our socks off and send Hedera to the moon and Neptune and beyond. And this is one of the first use cases that we've seen out there. So of course, and the question that I ask the audience and I ask the community in general, is this big news or is this a big snooze? So if you're out there in the audience, we appreciate anybody joining in the comments. Participate in the action here. If you think the LG Wallipto wallet is big news, so I'm going to go through some of my own stuff here. But if you think it's big news, give us a 1 in the comments. If you think it's a big snooze, drop us a 2 in the comments. All right, so part of the reason that so we'll kind of go through some of this. So basically what they're doing with Wallipto, as well as the LG Art Lab, is essentially they've created a platform where users can buy and display Hedera based NFTs on their beautiful LG smart TVs. So that's pretty cool. So one of the things that, in looking at, okay, is this, trying to determine myself, is this big news or is this a big snooze? I went to lgartlab.com. And when I went to lgartlab.com, I have to say, so would you refresh that page? There we go. Yeah, look at that. So this is their landing page. Looks a little off. I don't know if you noticed, but I can't really see the whole welcome to LGR. Okay, so at any rate, and scroll down if you would just a little bit, Caitlin. So what recent activities? Trading and marketplace. Most search keywords, not a lot. And if you click on any of those more links, you get a big fat nothing burger. So yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah, no, not a lot. Go to drops, and if you go to drops, there is. So of course, celebrity artists. So so essentially the way that they're kicking this off is with the celebrity artists, right? So celebrity artists like Barry X Ball. These are great ways for companies to hype the product, right? I mean, we've seen this a few times in the ecosystem, and it's just common play, right? Whether it's Snoop Dogg and Eminem, flaunting their Bored Ape NFTs and videos. I mean, this is celebrities in NFT. I mean, this is commonplace, right? Similar with Mingo, right, and their Tyson Fury, the MMA fighter, and they've got some dolls of Tyson Fury and made some NFTs out of them. But just because they've got a celebrity to kind of jump in and and give them a little bit of hype, in my mind, does not really say a lot about the integrity and usefulness of the product. So LG announced that in the announcement they mentioned that they've been working on Wallipto since September of 2021. And Wallipto built on Hedera. Yeah, so this is directly from Chris Joe, the Senior Vice President, Head of the Platform Business at LG Electronics, said, Wallipto built on Hedera has been developing since September of 2021. So I just kind of wanted to take you over real quickly to our website and So this is, so, and if you would just scroll down a little bit and maybe even zoom in if you can, Caitlin, if it'll let you zoom in. I'm not sure that it will. But yeah, so this image was actually taken from September of 2021 from a website called SimilarWeb that tracks website usage data, right? So we've got your top referring sites on the left, you've got your top destination sites on the right, and this is Hedera.com that we're looking at. So we're looking at the traffic for Hedera.com in September of 2021 when LG began working on Wallipto Wallet. So if you notice, the #1 contributor to Hedera.com, where people were going to Hedera.com from, essentially the referral site, CoinMarketCap.com. So CMC, CoinMarketCap, everybody in the crypto space is familiar with CoinMarketCap, right? So people are finding Hedera.com from CoinMarketCap.com. And then where are they going though? When they're leaving Hedera.com, where are they going? #1, WallaWallet.com, to the tune of 34.5% of the traffic, right, for September of 2021. And that was on a down month. That was on a month where we were down almost, look at that, down 48, we were down 50% that month from the previous month. So that means the previous month we were capturing, in the neighborhood of 50% of the traffic from Hedera.com. So I do find it interesting that in the months prior, so in probably the 3 to 6 months prior to September, Walla Wallet was dominating the Hedera.com traffic because, for a simple reason, right? We had a way to interface with the Ledger Nano, and so that was one of the primary use cases, right? People were just looking for safe ways to store and transact their HBAR. So it only makes sense that we were the leader at the time. That sense, of course, our lead has waned. Other competitors have come online. This, of course, this picture would look a lot different now if we did it today. But I do find it interesting that in the midst of all that, right, as Walla Wallet dominating the website rankings there in terms of Hedera.com, that September of 2021 is when LG starts developing and decided to call it the Wallipto wallet. So at any rate, just kind of thought that was interesting.
Right.
Honestly, a little bit of a slap in the face to a company that's been working hard in the ecosystem. I mean, we had been working hard since 2018, and so for them to come out and use the name Wallipto was a little bit disturbing. And so until Caitlin, would you stop screen share? I want to share something on my own here. Actually, I can. Looks like I can boot you there.
Yeah, and just something else, something worth to mention is just on the positive side of what LG has decided to do on launching these NFTs and promoting them with these celebrities is that the average mind and average folk out there, they definitely, as of now, they've understood what you can do or with NFTs. You can send them and do experiments. And the positive thing that I've seen in this whole deal with LG is that people will get to try out the efficiency of Hedera. I mean, they don't have to pay these obnoxious gas fees that are associated with Ethereum, with the Ethereum network. And I think that's a plus. That's still a win for us if we get these celebs to influence people to hop on over to in the Hedera ecosystem. I think.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'm not arguing that in any way. And this is, I'm just kind of being a smart aleck, right? So, I mean, the LG sharing this news is fantastic for the ecosystem. It's great to see a council member come in here. I look at the name and, a South Korean electronics company, and I can't think of all these wonderful products that have come out. Look at these knockoffs. Kicker, Arm and Hatchet. So I love these too. Okay, it looks like Burger King. Wait, King Burger, and what is that? Coca-Colas in the background there, and you've got this is one of my favorites, John's Daphne Tenderness Whiskey. If you're familiar with Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey, we've got Star Wars from the Super Brick series. No, we're not playing with Legos today. We're playing with brick. Another great one, OK shampoo, oil of OK. Love it, love it. Crust. I brush my teeth with Crust. And then finally, my favorite of all of them, Unbelievable. This is not butter. So just some classic knockoffs coming from who knows where. Just thought it was kind of funny. LG H-bar news. So in conclusion, so I'll end that little segment by saying until real effort and use is garnered from the LG Walipto project and the LG Art Lab, Ole Fletcher over at Walla Wallet is giving this a big snooze. But I do hope to see more good news coming out of LG. Thanks, everybody. All right, so on to the Market Monday stuff. I'll do this real quick. So we had a nice little bump. Actually, you know what? Before I move on, any comments on that last little bit? I mean, I know I'm just kind of being sarcastic, and I'm not trying to be a downer, but I just thought it was hilarious. Walipto wallet, really? Come on, guys.
Were you able to reach out to Hedera and talk to the folks there and say, hey, like what's going on?
No, I really haven't reached out to Hedera to kind of find out what's going on. I mean, so much of it has been, so much of the people that I knew, the people that I have close contact with in the ecosystem are either gone or over at Swirls, right? Yeah. So there's not a whole lot of connection there. But I can tell you that if they're looking to trademark that name, we're going to have some conversations, right? They may be completely in the right and completely okay, but Walla Wallet is a registered trademark. So, so there may be some discussions to be had there. But not a bad 7 days in the cryptocurrency markets. So we're kind of in some recovery mode. I saw some interesting news about the Ukraine situation. Looks like there's been some serious progress on the Ukrainian side, knocking back the Russians out of some territory there. So I mean, if that's going to be if that's the end of it, I mean, I don't think it is. I'm not I haven't been following it all that closely because the news drama, I kind of stay away from it generally. But I mean, that could be fantastic for more. I've been saying, as soon as this war over in Europe is over, that could be really good. That could be a good thing for the markets, restore a lot of confidence. We kind of want to get back into a stable world, a sane world that we're all familiar with, where where that's kind of stuff's not happening. But at any rate, so total market cap for the week on the 7 day, we went from 984 billion to over a trillion, so 1.07 trillion on the total market cap. 7 day on the Bitcoin, up 12%. Bitcoin going from 19.8 thousand to 22.3 thousand. So Bitcoin doing quite well, and HBAR up as well, up 4% to almost 6.5 cents. So a nice little 7 day on Coin Market Cap and the markets in general.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yes.
And I can't verify this. Will just tell you what's come across the wire on Twitter. An account called Coinbase Assets, which has it's not a blue check, but it has a check, and it seems to be fairly official, has just stated that Hedera will go live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific on Coinbase.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, definitely knew that Coinbase was flipping the switch on HBAR. Of course, didn't have any news as to when. That's huge. So that is big news.
If it's real.
If it's real. Right. If it actually happens.
Because I don't know about bots on Twitter, but it seems to be this is like getting traction. And literally it came on once we were already on live when this news came out. So I'm going to keep following this. And I suggest everyone keep following this. Absolutely. If this is true, this could actually be really huge.
Right. Yeah, that's big news for sure. And so we are going to do, and so before I move on to really the topic of the hour and the stuff that I really wanted to talk about today, before I do that, so we are going to do a little giveaway. So folks that want to, today we're going to give away, we always give away 10,000 jam tokens, right? That's our weekly deal. Twitter, we give away 10,000 jam tokens because we love jam, we love tune.fm. We are so grateful to Andrew Antar and throwing out those tokens. But we've been doing a little extra something special for the people that come and view the live stream. So if you're viewing the live stream, go ahead and drop us in the chat. I want you to, so the magic number for the week is 142. So the first person to drop 142 in the YouTube comments is going to win $25 worth of HBAR. So 142 is the magic number. Drop it in the comments and leave another comment too. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like about the show. We love the comments. So moving on to the topic, the real topic of the hour though, Oro DAO and Oro Cash powered by Zimbali Networks. This was huge. So Silton and I both participated in a pitch event on behalf of the HBAR Foundation. And Silton, you sent me a little kind comment at the end of that. I do appreciate that. But really, to me, the pitch of the hour was Oro Cash, Oro DAO. Just a really, really impressive product and lineup that you guys have, and some of the news that you've got coming is just phenomenal. So, I've got a whole bunch of stuff listed to talk, that I wanted to talk about, but I feel like I don't do it justice to do the intro myself. So either Silton or Jordan, if either of you wants to kind of intro Oro Cash, Oro DAO, and tell us a little bit about it, that would be fantastic.
Well, I'll start with an intro and then I'll pass it off to our community manager and lead, Jordan. So I'm Silton Collymore, CEO and co-founder of Zimbali Networks, and we're the makers of Oro. Oro is a community banking platform, and we make this platform available to the public through our Oro Cash app. And our Oro Cash app allows for the creation of something called Quick Banks. And through Quick Banks, communities can easily collect and manage funds. They can chat, vote, and propose things that can be done with those funds collectively. And then they can send those funds to anyone locally or overseas. What Oro aims to do is to unlock the billions of dollars that are trapped in communities that are stranded in value, bring them into a trusted, transparent, manageable platform, and allow communities to explode with their own creativity, their own financial sovereignty, and their own desire and direction about how their money should be spent to support their communities. Now, if you're interested in this, we invite you to go to oro.fund and learn more about Oro and this plan to introduce financial sovereignty across the world. But you should know that this Saturday in New York City, well, actually in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium, we're going to be launching the beta of our application. We're going to be launching it in front of 30,000 people. And I'm going to pass this off to Jordan for him to describe this event and why we chose to do it in this way. Welcome to Oro, and we encourage you to follow the butterfly.
Yeah, super exciting announcement. Jordan, yeah, tell us more.
Definitely. So there's nothing more powerful than people with common purpose. And like Sultan said, what we're creating is a tool that is going to allow people to communicate and cooperate more efficiently and effectively. It will allow people to form functional organizations where that just simply was not possible before. And it will also allow informal organizations to have a level of underlying infrastructure that can substitute for formality when formal organizations aren't available. In the US and many countries, we take our LLCs and our 501c3s for granted. Not everyone has access to these type of structures, but even the structures as they exist can do for some technological improvement, and that's what we're providing. We'll also be able to empower organizations that are already formalized to do the types of things that we're talking about in a more seamless way. So I'm really personally looking forward to the actual impact that a unifying product like this will create in the world. With this launch, we're only at the beginning of that process. We're so excited to be launching our beta this Saturday at the HBCU New York Football Classic in partnership with Hot 97. We're going right to unashamedly the communities that we come from, and we're launching from our center and from our core at an HBCU football game in New York with one of the leading, if not the leading, hip hop station of all time. So like Sultan said, we invite you to go to www.oro.fund or just oro.fund and sign up so that you get an email as soon as we launch, so you can be one of the first people to try out our beta application on Saturday.
Awesome. Caitlin, would you mind bringing Oro back up, oro.fund, and down towards the bottom, there's some images of the application in action. Yeah, so this was just really cool. The Quick Banks idea, I mean, it's just really got me excited, right? So this idea that, I live in a community where we do have a big poverty problem in the city that I live in, Savannah, Georgia. There is, there's a big poverty problem and access to financial services. I mean, of course, we're in the U.S., so it's not like, it's perhaps not like some countries, but still, we live in an impoverished, largely impoverished society. So seeing the ability for people to collaborate. I love it that they can, when they join these quick banks, right, they can jump in and they can fund a project, they can vote on it, they can chat on it. I mean, this is community banking. This is what we've been talking about. I mean, talking about banking the unbanked, right? I mean, we hear that term in cryptocurrency a lot. Well, Oro Cash and Oro.fund is really doing it. So kudos to you, and what an exciting way to launch too. I mean, you guys, if I would be nervous as heck. I mean, that is a serious launch.
We're excited. We're excited.
Well, Jordan's excited. Silton sitting at this level. It's nerve wracking, right? There's so many things that can go wrong, but there's so many things that can go right.
Absolutely.
And I think that is the key to what this is. We came to Hedera with this idea that maybe we can change the world financially through the Hedera platform. And Hedera has been so supportive. All the individuals in the Hedera community and the ecosystem, yourself and Rob and Jesse, and just, all these different people have come together, and Tim, and they've helped us. You guys have taught us. We've grown up together in this. And so now we're pushing something out that we think not only drives traffic to Oro, but drives traffic to us as a community, right? Because the reason why we're here as a part of the Hedera community is because we finally have the tool to make the dreams of regular people come true. This is the first time it's really been possible on a global scale. We don't have to worry about changing fee structures. We don't have to worry about whether or not it operates at market scale and market speed. We have a little bit less to worry about than other platforms with security. And I know Rob can take us down a rabbit hole with that.
Yes, he could.
This is the best tool that we found. And so we're really glad to begin this process and to walk it with you guys.
Right. Yeah, some of the stuff.
And hey, Jordan.
Yes, go ahead.
I've got a question for Jordan. For just for an ordinary user of like I've downloaded the app. So I can load the app with my local currency or HBAR. Do I have to go to some exchange, purchase HBAR and use it, or I can just use my local currency, or what is it? Can you just talk about that a little bit?
For this, is that Tim speaking? Hi, Tim.
Yeah.
For this particular launch, this is a beta, but so you're talking about like the full bore app. So the beta right now is just fiat, but it's enabled by Hedera transactions in the background. We aren't moving into the full crypto availability yet because we're working with our compliance team and our treasury team or our custodial team in the background to ensure that those transactions are accounted for in a way that the IRS and other people like to know that they're accounted for. So for right now, it's just going to be fiat to ensure that sending and receiving and all the requirements of doing that in a financial environment work. And then each week, we're going to be adding additional functionality, which will include things like security features, post-quantum encryption, and all these wonderful things like the HIPs that are in operation, as well as adding in USDC conversion and HBAR conversion, Ethereum and Bitcoin, so that users can use the type of currency that they choose. As we move into a broader launch into the new year, we're going to be adding support for different countries' currencies as well. So if you have a request or a requirement for us to have to link with like M-Pesa, that's something that is definitely right on our radar. Because of our relationship with Visa, we think we can get M-Pesa into our platform as well. And so we encourage everyone from wherever you are, let us know where you would like to see Oro launch, and we'll do our best to try to get into that environment. Jordan, if you have anything to add?
No, I think you said that very well.
Caitlin, you can kill the screen share too. Please and thank
Awesome.
So yeah, just a quick question. So since this is going to be launching on Hedera, would that have any advantage when it comes to fees, because I usually like send money to Africa a lot, mostly in Nigeria with some of my teammates and stuff like that. Sometimes like using Limitly and stuff like that, the fees are just killing you and stuff like that. With Hedera, do you have any type of benefit, like maybe lower fees and stuff like that?
Yeah, once we get to the fuller application and we're doing cross-border payments, the fee structure and the real power of Hedera will kick in, right? As we know that transactions are basically 1/100th of a penny, depending on the type, right? And in some cases, the nature. There are some things we can't control. And so, I don't want to speak to a total fee schedule, right, until these things are nailed down. But for in some instances, if you're sending or transacting a cross-border payment into a country, the central bank requires a specific fee. And so that's added on top of, say, the Hedera fee. And so maybe they say $1.50 for every transaction. Well, now it'll be $1.50 plus 1/100th of a penny. Well, what do you charge people? You just charge them $1.50, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what we want to do is we're trying to make a platform. We are trying to be profitable because this is a business, not a hobby.
Right.
However, we're trying to also be responsible. Usually, if people are sending money to one another as a personal send, it's because they're in need of that amount of money. And we want to lower the cost for the sender and for the receiver so that most of the beneficial value of what they send actually accrues to the receiver. So we're going to do our best to look at the fee structures, look at what is required by either the central bank or whatever the monetary authority is, and keep the fees as low as possible and still deliver the highest quality secure service to that location. Just one point I just want to make in like 10 seconds is that the origin of this business actually began while I was living and working in South Africa. So that's why we're named Zimbali Networks. Zimbali Networks is a Zulu word that means the Valley of Flowers. And we use this butterfly as our symbol in the background. And it's an actual real place that you can go to just north of Durban. But the real impact of that is that every ecosystem, human and natural, no matter where it is, requires a pollinator. It requires a first mover. It requires someone or something that is invested in that ecosystem, in that community. For us, we want to be invested in people's financial sovereignty. So wherever you see this butterfly, you know that the lifestyle and the capabilities and the opportunities for people financially is going up. It's blossoming wherever you see this butterfly. And that's the reason why we're here.
And that was one of the things that I just, that really, immediately the story of the pollinators, and the idea of financial sovereignty. I mean, that's where I jump, you had me, you had me right there. I was sold. And to be a pollinator, to help y'all be a pollinator and, and to push mankind, one step closer to financial sovereignty. I mean, that's what gets me so excited about the product. We love it. And so, yeah, trustworthy, transparent, low cost, universal usability, all due to being built on Hedera. And you've got Hedera, you've got Visa Direct and commercial banks all in the mix there. So not holding any punches. And September 17th. So how could folks learn more? So if people want to kind of tune in to the launch and learn more about the launch event, what's the best way for folks in the audience to do that?
We're going to be promoting our activities through the oro.fund site.
Okay.
And then the game and all the activities surrounding that will be also live streamed on Hot 97 as well as CNBC. I think CNBC is the live public stream for that. But all of the details of that, we're going to nail down and make that available. And we'll make that available to your audience as well as we get the exact details, date, and time.
Excellent. Sounds
I also
good.
just want to highlight that we are going to have a open Twitter space on Tuesday at 4. So if you just go to our Twitter, which is at Zimbali Networks, you can see and add to your schedule that upcoming Twitter space on Tuesday. And we're going to be doing that as a recurring thing on Tuesdays, so people can stay updated on what we have going on.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that regularity, right? You know, being in the same place at the same time so people know where you're at. You know, everybody's got those busy schedules. That's why we're here doing the live streams as well. So, so with that, you know, I had some other news as well, but that was such a positive note. I think I'm going to go. I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up there, and we'll pick out our winners for the week. Jordan and Silton, thank you so much for dropping by. It's such a pleasure to have you as always. And let's do it again. Let's just, you know, we're here every Monday. So anytime y'all got the time, just drop on by.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Walla Walla team. You guys are part of our ecosystem and we're all in this together. So however you need us to support, you know, we're Team Walla Walla as well.
Excellent. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. So folks out there, if you're watching in the YouTube audience, you know, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. Follow us on Telegram or Twitter or Discord. You know, all of those are certainly possibilities. We are going to be having a new version launch very soon with some really stellar updated UI UX. You know, the audit, you know, the people in the world have been clamoring for improved UI, and we are not deaf. We do listen to the people that speak to us, and so we appreciate all the kind comments out there and all the encouragement, and also, of course, support for NFT gallery, all kinds of cool stuff coming down the line in a very, very short period of time. So don't forget to give us a follow, like, and leave us a comment. So Tim, my man Tim, so who have we got for the jam as a jam token winner? Who's our jam token winner for this week? We got 10,000 jam tokens coming to somebody. Who is it?
Yeah, we certainly do. And as always, I can't forget to say thank you to all of the guys that are out there on Twitter supporting us. And,
You cut out there, Tim.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can now, yes.
Okay, awesome. Now we have @not_@_work. So we'll be reaching out to you. The person definitely make that announcement on Twitter so that it's much more clearer. And unfortunately, so guys, I'm having problems with my network and electricity.
Tim's in the middle of a storm in Kenya, and the infrastructure is not holding up all that well. So yeah, no problem, Tim. We totally understand that you're fighting infrastructure problems. You know, in my previous life, I worked for the biggest phone company in the world for a long time. I was, you know, working on infrastructure problems all the time. And man, I tell you, here in Savannah, we got some of the worst infrastructure in the US. I mean, there's two places in the US you don't want to work for the phone company. One of them is New Orleans and the other one's Savannah, because there's these old towns. I mean, we had lines from 1902 that were installed for the telegraph, still in operation here in Savannah. I mean, can you believe that? 1902 is the oldest line that I ever worked on, installed for the telegraph, and it's still pumping data to East Bryan. Actually, Caitlin's usually there. They got all kinds of crazy issues over there at East Bryan. But at any rate, so Caitlin, do we have any winners for the $25 H bar? You're on mute.
Sorry, my computer freezes when I have my video on sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So give me just a second. I did see somebody, and it looks like, I want to make sure I have it right. Real Talk.
Okay.
Who put it on 42 in the comments.
All right. So if you would, Real Talk, shoot us an email at info@wallawallet.com and give us your handle, and let's chat, and we'll get you your $25 H bar earnings winning. So thanks everybody. It's been a pleasure to have you. Again, don't forget, we are here every Monday doing Alternative Money Mondays. If you like the content, please hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, come back and see us again. Even if you don't like it, even if you don't like the content, leave us a comment. Tell us what you'd like to see next time. All right. So that's it for another episode of live streaming Alternative Money Mondays. Thanks for being here, everybody, and we will see you next week.